this episode, we head to the North Shore with the Volcom crew. We'll check out the infamous Volcom House and see some of the surf films that helped shape modern surfing. G'day, I'm Ronnie Blakey. Welcome to mySURFtv. Right now, we're heading over to the North Shore of Oahu to check up on the infamous Volcom House. We're going to get a guided tour from Carlos Munos and listen in as he chats with Mitch Coleborn.
Well, boys, welcome to the Volcom House. This is the little house. We have the Volcom team house, so we're going to show you around. We have here Kaimana Henry. He takes care. Hey, aloha, mahalo.
Yeah, man.
And we have here, it's going to be the dungeon. This is like the first place I stay in this house. 8 beds in this room. You know, it's people from everywhere. You know, Australia, Japan, Brazil, Costa Rica, North America. Perfect. And now I'm going to show you guys the ballroom. There's boards for all the surfers, for long history here, big waves, small boards, everything. Right here we have the back.
Surf and destroy! Surf and destroy!
Woohoo! You see, good afternoon today. Well, yeah, this is my brother, my little brother, Costa Rican. Hanging out at Volcom House, and we're gonna get to the house. You know, the kitchen, if you wanna cook, if you wanna do anything. It's a little messy out here, but fine. A man room. So we have 1 bed there, 1 here, and 1 here, you know, so people try to sneak their way, you know, into the house anyways. Good afternoon. Hello. We're gonna move to the big house, Jerry Lopez house. Welcome. And this is the family house. Everybody feel comfortable with this one. Famous house ever. Pura vida. Aloha mahalo. Well, man, we are in Hawaii, you know, the Volcom houses. Do you have any good memories about the Volcom houses? No?
Pretty much just sitting up here and watching Pipeline. Yeah, cruising, kicking back, and just watching everyone surf is pretty rad.
Sick. Okay, Mitch, how many years have you been coming here to Hawaii? And
the first time I came here, I was 16, so it's 13 years ago now.
13, wow.
Yeah, it was before the dungeon was even really a thing. I remember Bruce used to have that room downstairs, and it was like, you know, it was kind of really nice, and he had the whole thing to himself.
Wow,
and
that's sick.
I just got chucked on the couch straight away, like got in at like midnight, straight on the couch, and just, yeah, woke up to, I don't know what the hell I was getting myself into, but it was pretty wild back in those days, and yeah, it's a lot of good memories, and yeah, stoked to still be here.
Same. For you, being part of the movies, you know, because I remember I see you in many of the movies. How was for you, like, when you got your first part in the movies? You know, it was like.
Yeah, I remember. I got like 2 waves in Creepy Fingers, and I was just like, I couldn't believe it. But then, yeah, about 5 years later, they came out with BS. So to be a huge part of that was, yeah, like a big accomplishment.
BS, you have that back, you know.
That was when I used to surf good, was in BS. So. I remember you dropped in on Mike Ho one time.
Yeah, one time. Oh, that was kind of, I think, the first year I came here.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, Carlos is ripping, and they're just like, no, no. Everyone's standing like.
Yeah, I got that on the Free Surfer magazine. I was so psyched, and everybody was like, oh, dude, this kid is not respectful. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's a wave there. Well, man, what is your favorite movie of the Volcom movie? Seriously.
I think just like looking back on all of them, 156 Tricks. Would have been, that was like my first kind of Volcom movie that I really got into and made me, you know, want to be a part of Volcom and the movies. When, yeah, the earlier kind of movies came out, it still wasn't really like focused on surfing like 100%, so I kind of like didn't really get into them as much. But yeah, Aussie Wright for sure was a huge influence on me and the Volcom movies. 156 Tricks has to be the banger.
There you go.
Take me now, open road. Take me as far away from here as I can go. And I don't care my destination anywhere but here is fine. And I don't care if I'm ever going home. Sick of the dirt and the grime and all the sounds of 9 to 5. There's no more color, just black and white. And it's amazing these people think they're alive. Stuck in synthetic little worlds. All these faces, one big blur. I see them speak, but hear no word. Beyond the border is the only cure. I gotta find where I belong. When life turns me so wrong, I gotta get out of here. Leave this place behind. I gotta go right now, right now. Been here too long for me.
Stay with us because after the break we'll be checking in with Hawaiian legends Tai Vandyke and Kaimana Henry.
Like a nothing but a cheap talk.
Welcome back to mySURFtv. It's now time to check in with some North Shore standouts, Tai Vandyke and Kaimana Henry.
Yeah, good vibes. All just try to keep the vibes good and mellow and just keep everyone in line and everyone doing their trip and just stoked to be here. And
Yeah, I mean, pretty basic. Like, you know, everybody helps out and everybody kind of does their own part. So it's like pretty easy, you know, for a house right at Pipeline. I mean, you can't really complain. You got to sweep a little sand or take out the trash, you know, so quit your crying, right? Volcom movies were like always my favorite, no matter like who I was riding for, you know. It was like the best put together and just the weirder, the radder it was, you know. I mean, people are trying to do that now still.
I think it was just kind of, they just went with something new and just broke the mold with some stuff. And the first movie I ever shot with was Stony Baloney, and it was just sick because that's where I met like Gavin and Barney, like traveled with Barney for the first time, and it's where like a lot of these friendships were made for me. Really, is like began with that movie kind of, and working with some creepy filmmakers. And this Brian Bleak guy was losing it on his camera. It was freezing cold, 4 o'clock in the morning, and the guy was just like yelling every cuss word you could ever imagine, driving him around. He's in the back of my truck, and like I'm trying to drive on the Hana Highway, and he's like, "You're going a little slower. We're trying to get these clips with it." Like getting the water coming down the road, like slow down. And then when the movie came out and all the cool stuff, like the mossy water, and it all came together, and the guy's a genius, you know what I mean? And I got a couple favorites, I guess. Magnoplasm would have to be my favorite one. The fried egg and that Bruce section in the end. And
For me, like Stony Baloney was just like, it was so creative and they got like so artsy with it, you know, and surf movies were always just kind of like, hey, surfing, you know, hee, like, but that was just like really raw, like Bruce's part at the end of Creepy Fingers, I think it was.
Kamalea,
Yeah.
Kamalea and Tahiti, computer body, scored. That was probably one of my favorite parts of any of the movies, maybe. You just never know when you're gonna hear someone coming around the corner. You'll hear a cheeseburger coming from a couple blocks away. You're like, it's just people coming by and just random like comedy. Respect people, respect the houses, and just don't get too comfortable, and it's all good. But you guys get a little too comfortable. My pit bull over here has got to put him in line. Put him in line.
It was at a time at the original Volcom House when it was just rowdy and raging. Every single night was a new party.
It was more of a documentary kind of deal.
One winner, start to finish, whatever happens, happens. It was out of control.
42 years old, Honolulu, Kauai. Cyborg, what are you doing in the North Shore? Running in.
Just me and a really thick crew of Kauai boys. I'd sleep on the couch, 7 a.m, everyone would be up cleaning the house, and they'd put on like Steel Pulse and just crank it on the stereo outside, and then this guy, Ronnie Boy, who was a legend, would just like dance around. I was pretty intimidated by the whole thing. They were all like real tight brothers.
He almost got beat up for sitting on some big multi-pack of cigarettes.
They were just like, get a haircut already. And luckily Bruce was there because he saved me a few times.
Yeah, I think it's a lot different now though. Like we got like friends with kids and like it's a lot more mellow than it used to be. That's for damn sure. It's totally mellow, you know.
Stay with us because after the break we'll be checking in with Brazilian superstar Yago Dora and hearing once again from Carlos Munos. And don't forget, everything you've seen on today's show and more can be seen online 24/7 at mySURFtv. Welcome back to mySURFtv. In this special North Shore edition, we're diving into life at the infamous Volcom House. Right now, it's time to check in with the Brazilian super freak, the man they call the skinny goat, Yago Dora.
My first time here was kind of scary because Tai and these guys are huge and strong, and I was like so scared about them, but they have such a good heart, and now I feel so comfortable here. I feel like a family. Everyone is in the same vibes of like surfing and eating good food and sleeping early, waking up early the next day. I feel like everyone is really into surfing now and getting the most of every day. Yeah, I've watched a lot of Volcom movies when I was growing up and I was starting surfing, and I really loved it, like every single one. I think it was so amazing, like it was so like different and unusual, like different than the other like movies. So I was really psyched watching it, and I would never imagine I would be on a surf trip with them. So now to be doing trips with them and filming for the same projects feels really amazing for me, and never expect that.
Stay with us because when we return, we'll be hanging out with Costa Rican wild child Carlos Munoz. Welcome back to mySURFtv. Time to check in with the ever-entertaining Carlos Munoz as he rates some of his favourite surf films that helped him become one of Costa Rica's hottest prospects.
Well, Psycho Migration, incredible. You know, it's, for me, being part of a Volcom movie is a big deal, you know, because I always watch Mitch, Dusty, Bruce, you know, everybody in the movies, Andrew Doheny. And you know, being part of that movie, and they come to my country and film me there, and I got a part. You know, I got really sick clips, and you know, see me there. It was incredible. You know, amazing experience. It was like a goal. You know, making that, and last year, incredible. You know, Psycho Migration. I got my part, and I'm with all the boys. You know, the Volcom family, and a big dream. When I was like, you know, I started getting sponsored by Volcom and everything, I saw the Bruce movie for the first time, and you know, for me it was incredible. You know, just see perfect big barrels for Bruce. He needs to get a 5th place in the last contest, you know, in pipe, and he get a 4th, and he qualified. I don't know, it's very inspirational, you know, to see Bruce. Also to see Kala, all those famous people also talking about Bruce. You know, for me, when I was growing up in Costa Rica, I always see these movies and just thinking like, oh, if they go that big, I can go bigger here at home and I'm not gonna die for sure. You know, so I always go like going anyways, you know, in home.
Went out of film.
Unfortunately, that's all we got time for, but don't forget everything that you've seen on today's show and so much more can be viewed online 24/7 at mysurf.tv. I'm Ronnie Blakey, we'll see you next time. mySURFtv is powered by Surfing Australia and Nudie.